Hey there, family, friends, neighbors, a couple clients. How you doing? Long time no talk. It's been a while since I've done one of these things. Wanted to wait until I actually had stuff to say. Seems like now I have stuff to say. So, hope you're doing well. Things are generally good here despite what it's going to sound like. I was just kind of thinking about what I'm going to say here. I'm like, wow, that sounds crappy, but it's not. Oh well. I'm going to start with someplace I normally don't really talk about in these things, and that's business. And this is some of the crap news. Lost my largest client for 25 years. I was aware of the fact that they were like 30% of my business. And as I added other business, small companies and individuals, they just kept growing. I've met them when they had about 15, 16 employees. They have 130 now. And this is something that gets me. They kept telling me, you're a rock star. We love you. Don't ever retire. No, we'll never talk to another broker. And then a couple weeks ago, I get an email saying, hey, we're too big of a wuss to... It's funny because I'm sending this to the people who wrote this email. So you'll recognize yourself. I'm too big of a wuss to call you and tell you this, but we're changing to another broker. It's nothing about you. We love working with you. You know, we use you use us as references, but we're going to another broker because they offer technology that you don't offer, and online enrollments and customized workbooks and all these things that they're custom and they're the only ones who do it. And I'm really mad, not at my client, because fine, I get it. They want the big broker services. I'm mad at myself because my client didn't understand that I would have done those things for them. And when I said that to them, they're like, well, we've already signed the paperwork and stuff. So, if their service isn't any good, we can come back. I could have done all those things for them. The things that this broker is saying, oh, it's custom and we're the only ones who offer it, pardon my language, but bullshit. Every broker offers them. Every big broker offers them. The advantage of working with a big broker is if you've got 1,000 clients of that size, you can spend the money to do this, to buy the software that does exactly the things that they're talking about, and it doesn't cost you that much in the grand scheme of things because you're making a boatload of money. A small broker like me, I can put those things together for them, and literally the cost of doing it is a third of my revenue. And I would have done that for them because the other thing they said was, oh, and we're planning on doubling in size in the next few years, which is why we need bigger. Oh my God, are you kidding? I want to have them as they double in size. I want them. But I could have done it for them, and it would have cost me basically the revenue I make from them every month. And that would have been fine because I would still have them as a client and I could offer this stuff to my other clients. And I'm mad at myself because they weren't aware of that. I could have done that for them. So it's my own damn fault. What this has done, though, is it's kind of forced me to sit back and look at my business and be like, what do I want to do with this? Because I still make money. I mean, that's fine. I won't be as profitable as I was before. I might have some cash flow shortages, but I'm constantly adding new clients. An individual here, a group of 5 there, another individual here, that kind of thing. Well, it takes a while for that to make up for a group of 130. But I'll be okay financially. There'll be some cash flow shortages, but that's all right. The question is, what do I want to do? If I need to make more money in my insurance business, I need to hire someone because the fact is the acquisition of new clients is labor intensive. You have to go out. You have to create the relationship. It may take 6 months to get a new client. Do I really want to hire somebody to drive me around for 6 months, to do a little bit of paperwork and a little here and there, and have, and not be able to do it just, every Thursday I have someone come in or something. I mean, that's the problem. At the beginning, you don't know what your schedule is going to be, when you're just trying to get new clients. So, have I mentioned to you how much I hate insurance? I'm about to be 60 years old, and I don't feel like going out and trying to grow my insurance business again. I've loved the last few years where I've kind of been on cruise control and just, helping my clients when they need help, and I have the new clients fall into my lap because I've got references and, people like working with me, and so they refer their friends and family to me. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. So then I thought, okay, what else can I do to replace this revenue? And, none of what I'm about to say is a sure thing, but there sure is a lot of money being made out there right now by people, individuals, using AI to do things like create, literally spreadsheets that they then sell on Etsy or Shopify, and they're making several $1,000s a month by putting together a profit and loss business basic, accounting software spreadsheets that are fancy, and AI created them, so they're better than anything that people have made in the past, and they're making thousands of dollars a month. Okay, I need that. So what's it going to be? I've got two things I'm working on. I'm going to do them both. One is I'm writing a book. A lot of you know that, but this is a different book. And I started it last Monday, and today is Sunday, and I'm through to the editing part. I'm rewriting right now, and I could have this thing done in a grand total of 2 weeks. And it's a book about care, for the caregiving process for someone with dementia. Some things that worked, oh my God, some things that didn't work, how the PACE program works, legal and financial advice without giving legal and financial advice, but you need an elder law attorney, and it's going to be different in every state, and the basics of that, and how the PACE program works, and even though you get resistance, this drug works, that drug didn't, and everybody's going to be different, but don't forget to try pharmaceuticals, because Cymbalta and Trazodone and Aricept have allowed me to keep mom home for another year, and she's actually in many ways better now than she was a year ago. So those are things I'll be talking about in a few minutes. But so I'm writing a book about the caregiving process, and I don't claim to be an expert, and that's part of it. Some of it's just telling the story. I know that I have seen videos like this, or like things that are people talking about caregiving that have really helped me. So I'm hoping I can put something out there that helps people going through the same. And then another thing I'm working on is something I read about in a newsletter, actually one newsletter and one YouTube video, where I put the two ideas together. And one was talking about prompts and how you can prompt a ChatGPT or Claude. And I basically took one of the prompts and applied different things to it, and I'm making, for lack of a better term, infographics. Something that could be in a classroom. The first one I did randomly was black holes, and I did our solar system, and I did a couple astrophysical type of things like that, and then I started doing authors, and then I started doing scientists, and they're really cool. I will, once I've done a few more of these, I'm going to attach them and send you all an example of what I'm doing. Not ready to do that yet, but soon. Where it has a good drawing of the person, not using pictures, because I don't feel like having to pay royalties on a lot of pictures, and public domain pictures aren't always available. A timeline of the person's life, the biggest books they wrote, big quotes, influences and people that they influenced. And if you were a women's lit major, you could have the ones for Emily Dickinson or the Bronte sisters, or etc. If you're a sci-fi fan, you can do it for sports. I'm kind of boggled about the number of things that I can do with this, and I'm really not finding something else out there equivalent in Etsy or Shopify or something like that. So I probably shouldn't have said so much detail. I want to use it. Take my idea and do it. Damn it. Anyway, so I'm working on that. The key is I want to make something else work, because I am going to be to a point soon where I need more revenue, and I don't feel like doing it with insurance. I'm just burnt. You got a client that loves you and is loyal and blah, 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 and then they go away because they talked with someone else. That told me a lot too, because these are good people. They're friends, and they still went away. Anyway, that's the business aspect of it. It's kind of exciting, though, in a way. I like the new project. It's kind of breathed a little life back into me, a little more excitement, because just sitting around doing insurance, I haven't been excited about insurance in, I was going to say 20 years, actually, ever. And yet that's what I spent my career doing. So there's that. Mom's doing well. I mean, like, surprisingly well. There are plenty of ways that she is better now than she was a year ago. This June 1st will be the 1-year anniversary of when Sylvia and Nicole moved in with me. and with us, and they're still here and happy, and doing great. And mom's in a much better place now than she was a year ago. But there are some elements where she's slid back. I see some physical changes. I think I've mentioned she's having problems swallowing. She's coughing. That's common late stage with dementia, and a lot of times it's what leads to their demise. And they aspirate their saliva. They wind up getting pneumonia, those kind of things. So that's there's areas where she's sliding back, definitely. There's more word salad than before, where she just kind of starts talking and drifts off and can't come up with a thought. There's more hallucinations than before. About a week ago, she was on a walk with one of the caregivers from PACE, and they were walking along happily, and all of a sudden she stopped and physically jumped back on the sidewalk. They were walking in front of an area, one of the lots here in our community that is an open lot where fire trucks and stuff can access behind the houses, and it's landscaped and stuff. And she pointed into the lot and she goes, "Those people threw a bomb at me." And the caregiver's looking around going, "What people? Bomb? What are you talking about?" And basically mom described, she goes, they threw something like maybe a hand grenade, and it went right at my feet, and I jumped back and it exploded. If I hadn't jumped back, it would have blown my legs off. She totally meant it. And there's no bomb, there's no people. So every once in a while, something like that comes up. I'll be like, "Oh, mom's doing great." And then all of a sudden, caregiver comes back and tells me that. And it's like, oh, shit. So, there's things like that where she's clearly getting worse. Those don't happen often, but it happens. But her mood is better. She's not trying to get out the door all the time. She's not eating repeatedly. She's actually lost about 30 pounds, where she'd gained about 45. She got up to almost 190. And those of you who've met my mom, she's always weighed 140, 145. She got up to almost 190, like 187 at the peak. She lost about 30 of it back. So it's not that she's not eating. It's just that she's not eating 7 bowls of cereal one morning or 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in a row at lunch. And so she's eating like the normal, proper amount. And boom, she lost weight back. She's not trying to get out the door all the time. She's not combative about people telling her what to do. She's kind of good-natured about those things. She showers. That's a plus. It's not too much of a fight to get her to take a bath, to let us wipe her down at least. She's fully incontinent now, so she needs the showers, and she has not been at all resentful or combative or fighting the whole diaper type of thing. First it was briefs, and now it's briefs with big old inserts and stuff, and she's doing really well with it. So, there's a lot of elements where she's certainly better than she was a year ago. A few elements where she's worse, and I mean, the doctors are freaked. They're blown away by how well she's doing. So that's good. And the fact that we were able to get full-time, all-the-time care in here with Sylvia and Nicole and not have to put mom in a facility has saved me $100,000 in the last year. So that's awesome. So that's what she's doing. I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's pretty good for what it could be. Whatever she's got is moving very slowly. So that's what's going on there. Those of you who've been with me for a while on these things, here's another little tidbit. Out of nowhere, a few weeks ago, my ankle opened up again. For those of you who haven't heard me say that before, I've had this happen now, I think 8 times on my left foot and twice on my right foot in the last 25 years for sure, because I think the first one I had was right around 2000. The scar tissue from where I had surgeries when I was a child, where they corrected my club feet, just blows open. I get a little swelling in my foot. The scar tissue doesn't expand with it. Boom, it rips open and becomes a very slow healing wound. This one got bad over a few days, and now it's getting better, and it's it's healing. But what a pain in the butt. You see, I'm shifting my weight because it hurts to stand on it. I'm putting pressure down on it, and I'm trying not to. Probably should have done this sitting, but oh well. So I'm trying to stay off of it and get the swelling out of it, which it is. I've got the lymphedema pump, which picture blood pressure cuff that takes up your whole leg, and it just squeezes, and it squeezes all the swelling out. So I do that a couple times a day and keep the thing clean and pay attention for infection. And I've been through this so many times, I know how to treat it. I still had supplies from the last time I had it. Last time I had it, though, it ended as the pandemic started. So it was 6 years ago, but I still had some of those supplies, so I'm just using that. Anyway, Jane and I are going to Vegas in early June. We had tickets before. I bought it last year to see No Doubt at the Sphere. No Doubt was one of the first bands to not charge $1,000 a ticket. I got the tickets, total Ticketmaster fees and everything, for $201 each, middle of the pack tickets. So No Doubt's always been one of my favorite bands. So we'll see that in June. Gets me out of the house. I'm not getting out nearly enough. I'm going crazy. I just feel like I can't leave for too terribly long. And it's funny because Sylvia and Nicole have it handled. They're great. I just heard them pull up. She's got a truck that sounds like something out of like Mad Max. You can hear it a half mile away. And they just pulled up. They were camping for the weekend. And so we threw together a tag team of neighbors and friends and extra care from Pace and that kind of thing. And we took care of Mom for the last 2.5 days, and everything was fine. It went great. So that's my update. I can't think of anything that I've missed on this. I'm sure I have, but whatever. I hope you're doing well. Please feel free to reach out to me. You know, a lot of times I can't talk. People call me and say, oh, tell me about your mom. And it's like, she's right here and it's on the speakerphone, and I don't want to, make her feel bad by talking about her. But, please feel free to email me, text me, reply to this on YouTube. I'm sure that's a thing you can do. And, just know, just because I am not reaching out to you and hanging out with you and doing the things we used to do, I will again, I promise, in a while, when I can get out and about without endangering myself or my mom. I hope you're doing well. Take care.